And I want to go back to over a decade ago when this was just an idea, something that you kind of stumbled upon. Where were you at as a leader and in the business?
Well, we were starting to discover what we now teach in Entre Leadership, and I taught it just a few months ago in Entre Master Series, that this idea that delegation is only possible when you can trust someone's competence and their integrity. And competence includes, are they going to do the thing the way you want it done, the way you would do it? Can they finish your sentences? And so I had reached the point in the company that I had people who knew how to do stuff. They just weren't doing it the way I do it necessarily. Or they'd be like 95% there, but that other 5% was an irritant. It was an aggravation. And it's like, no, if you would just do it just a little bit over that, now you got it. Okay. And so I decided that if we were going to have leaders that I could delegate to, that I was going to have to teach them the Ramsey way of doing that thing, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales, whether it's accounting, whatever the subject is in business. What would Dave do? What would Ramsey do? And if they know that, then they had the opportunity to go do it. But I can't really hold them accountable or delegate to them if they don't know what to do. So we decided we're going to start teaching, okay, here's how we do marketing. Here's how we do sales. Here's how we do finance. Here's how we manage cash. Here's how we manage customer complaints. Here's how we hire, how we fire. And that was the genesis of the whole thing.
And so it was kind of in your head, and you had to put it on paper in order to teach it and go, here's how we do it.
Yeah, I was already doing it. I just had to put it down, and so I would get off the air and sit, we'd do a lesson at 5 o'clock on Tuesday evening. Was our time. And so because we closed at 5:30 and it was an hour long, and I told them, if you want to learn leadership, it's not required you come to this class, but you're not going to be a leader if you don't come to this class. So it's okay. If you don't want to be a leader, it's okay. It's not required, but this is not a mandatory, but come in there if you want, and we'll start at 5, and I'll give you 30 minutes on the clock, and you give me 30 minutes off the clock for your self-improvement, and I'll teach a lesson. And I literally would come off the air at 4 o'clock and sit down and type out a lesson. And run it, with fill in the blanks, and because I knew what I wanted to say, it didn't take long, and then I just go to the copier, run them off, and 3-hole punch them, and there's 40 people in there, 30 people in there, so I just run them off myself. I did it all myself, and walk in there with the overhead projector and start writing on it and start teaching.
And this was all really birthed out of pain points you were feeling as a business owner and a leader, going, hey, I need people to do it this way, and that's kind of a cool genesis for Entre Leadership.
You can't delegate. No one listening can delegate. If the people that you're delegating to don't know how to do it the way you want it done, now, whatever it is. And so I can't delegate a difficult conversation. I can't delegate handling a problem customer. I can't delegate whatever it is until they know how we're going to do it here. They may have done it a different way at their other place. They may have specialized knowledge in their particular discipline. All of that's a possibility, but I've got to have them in sync. You got to be able to finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. So this started as a class, and obviously it worked as you started to develop leaders in the company and we started growing. But it became more than just a class at some point. Walk us through that journey from class to kind of where Entre Leadership is at today.
Well, we were doing the class, and Daniel Tardy was a young, upstart with the company, and he was selling stuff over in the ELP side, in the endorsed local provider side. And he came to the class, and he was just enamored with the material. And he said, if we ever do anything with this, I want to help. I want to be part of it. So I went to the guy at the time that was running our live events, and I said, I think we can do a business event with this material. Let's see if we can sell a ticket or two on the radio. And Daniel Tardy probably helped us do that. So actually the three of us sat down and said, oh, okay, let's have an Entre Leadership event. And we did. And there was probably 50 people or something like that. And then there was 100, and then there was 150. And then we decided to do some events at some all-inclusives at resort areas like down in Cancun and that kind of thing. And the brand kept growing and growing and growing. And these events were, they were profitable and they were fun. And it was really striking a chord with the small business community, and because I love small business people, I am one, and this is like real world stuff. We really do this crap, It's not just some professor that's on tenure that's never made payroll. This is not business theory. I'm in the trenches every day. Matter of fact, I did it 10 minutes before I walked up on stage here and teach you the same stuff that I just did. And so it really resonated with the what has become the Entre Leadership tribe, the community around this, and it's just. Because it was stuff we were already doing that was successful.
And so all of these events led to you going, all right, we need to put this in a book. We need to package this up so that anyone can go buy a book and get all of this information.
I mean, we worked that event schedule for several years. I don't remember how many exactly. And then we finally just said, this thing really could be we've got enough brand momentum here. There's enough people involved in this tribe that I think we could sell enough books to make it a bestseller. And so, we sat down and decided to begin negotiating with publishers on who would get the rights to the book and so forth. And we were right. I mean, it went zoom. It's a huge book.